Hi guys, Alec here from MyBI. So one of the very big focuses we have at MyBI is the working capital health of a business. And one of those major environments in working capital is debtors. You really want to have a healthy debtors book when you run a business, and that's the purpose of MyDebtors. So ultimately, what we've got in MyDebtors is the ability to see which debtors are overdue, and then also communicate with debtors, sending out statements, etc., through the tool itself without the need of having access to your Pastel database. Right. So let me quickly show you. This is a demo database, and let me start off with some of the more standard features, which has been around for some time. This is your overdue report. It ultimately gives you a listing of your customers, what transactional data is on them. It shows you all of your customers that currently have a debit balance. And then it gives you the ability to see which transactions, if you double click on the name, which transactions are linked to each customer or has been processed to their ledger. From here, you've got some nice slices. It's already been pre-de-sliced on the aging bucket, so that you ultimately only see overdue ones that are overdue for more than 30 days from statement. And then you've got access to entity categories, meaning you can also focus your attention on specific categories of customers. If I were to click on specific customers or categories, it will only show me the customers in that category, and then also your salespeople that are linked to the main to the customer in the main master file environment, so that's in your create a new customer account in your Pastel database. There you can actually link a salesperson, and that's also nice because you want to basically escalate to the right salesperson and say you are the person that now needs to follow up, right? And then we've got some of the new features. This is in the aging. So the aging ultimately ages your debtors based on the payment term that's been captured in your Pastel. So if it's month based, it ultimately will take the cash flow and it will process it backwards by the payment date, linking up the actual payment to your month bucket. So, and then if you've got a day based, it'll take the days that you've loaded, and it'll minus that payments backwards so that your aging basically is adjusted for payments and it's allocated to the actual invoice dates of that payments that you have now allocated in your master files as payment terms. But the other nice feature is actually you can draw a statement on any date. So you'll see this is now the 10th of December today. But if you want to override this date, you can just go and click any date over here and say, I actually want it for the end of, let's say, November. And then once you click that, it'll auto refresh. And you can also override the opening dates. You don't have to have a specific 30-day opening date. You can actually have it for 60 days or even more, 90, 120 days of transactional data. And you'll see the refresh process is fairly efficient. So just always give it a little bit of time and then it'll finish. That's about 40,000 rows of data that it's now updated. And then once that's done, as I said, you can go and change the opening date. Currently, it'll default to 30 days before that, which is now the 31st of October in this case. The other nice feature of it is the fact that it packs your data sequentially within the statement. So you'll see over here as a note, double click on any account number to generate that statement, the statement that you double click on. So I can go and say double click here. It generates for me a statement. It tells me what is the aging year. It's actually gone and grabbed all of the data within my Pastel database. That specifically is the customer. Well, actually, sorry, it's our account details, the company's detail, and this is the customer's details. And then you'll see over here is the date on which we've now allocated or we've generated the statement. And here's a overdue window. If you want to remove that window, you can actually just go and untick here. It'll remove that for you, and you'll see over here it's now gone, and it's actually packed this for me sequentially from the oldest date, which in this case is the opening balance, is up to the latest date for this customer. And then I can go and generate a statement. I can either copy it to Excel, I can email it, or I can create a PDF. I'm going to email it for now. It's going to create this message that it says over here, the default message. I can also create an override message. And once it's done that, it'll actually automatically open in your Outlook. So it integrates with Outlook. There it is. You'll see it's now generated this message. This manager at my BI demo is actually within your setup in your company parameters environment. There is an email address that you load. It automatically grabs that. It automatically goes and finds the email on the customer master file. There's attached the actual statement. And now you can just send it immediately or update this message if you want. You can also update that message within the actual app by typing over here and saying, well, the body of the message I want to change. That's the body, that's the title, and that's the recipient. Right. You can also multi-send statements. So that's a one-by-one statement. You can multi-send statements. If you go back to the aging, so you can do it by clicking on the email statements button over here. Once you click that, you'll see it's going to create an email for each and every customer. So let me do that fast. So you'll see it's actually generating the statement, the PDF, and it's also attaching it onto an email. And it's going to leave the email open, and then I can go and decide, do I want to send it or not? I'll now put it over just to show you guys. So there, for instance, customer 9, just opening some of them for you. There's customer 4, there's customer 10, and so forth. So it's created, I'm just going to close these for now. Now you'll see it's actually created an email for each and every customer with the statement nicely attached. Customer 4, customer 1, and I've still got quite a few other ones I'm going to have to close. There's customer 3, etc. All right, so that means you've got a very fast way to see debtors that are overdue. You can also communicate with them through this tool and create statements. And it's nice that it's sequentially packed, and it's got an adjustable specific date range that you can just update as you want. All right, guys, enjoy it. Keep that debtors book healthy, and have a great day. Cheers, guys.